This video is a tutorial for Microsoft Teams for the Mac. Microsoft Teams is an application that allows you to communicate with others and collaborate on projects. It's widely used for personal communication as well as for business and education. Microsoft Teams is available for free, however you get more features with a Microsoft 365 subscription. Depending on if you have a free or a paid account, some features in this tutorial might not be available for you. This tutorial will be focusing on the features found on personal accounts. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you find this video useful. Timestamps are available in the description if there is a specific feature you're looking for. Otherwise, sit back and enjoy this tutorial video. When you load the app, you will see a 2-column screen with a menu bar to the side. The menu bar will show recent activity, the chat, a meet section to set up video conference calls and a calendar. The search bar is located at the top, which can be used to search for specific people or content within different chats. In the top right corner, you'll see your profile picture, which contains settings related to your Microsoft account, and next to this, 3 dots, which is the settings menu for the app. It's here that we'll start our tutorial. Click the 3 dots in the top right corner of the app to view the settings menu. Below this, we can set the zoom of the text within the app to make things bigger or smaller. Next to this is a button that returns the zoom back to 100%. Also on this menu, you can view a list of all the keyboard shortcuts available in the app. This is useful if you find yourself doing a specific thing regularly within the app and need to find a quicker way to achieve this. Finally, on this menu, you can view information about the app, check for updates, view the benefits of a premium membership, and click a link to download the mobile app for your other devices. Let's click on the settings option on the top of this menu. The settings window shows the different categories on the left and the options within them on the right. First we have General. Here we can choose between a light, dark or high contrast theme for the app. The chat density can also be adjusted here. Comfy will give you more space between each message, which can help with readability. Or you can choose Compact, which will display more messages on a page without scrolling. If you scroll down, you'll see the option to have Teams start automatically whenever you log into your computer. You can also disable having the app run in the background after you close the app. By default, new chats open in the main window. If you prefer separate windows for each chat, like MSN Messenger in the 2000s, you can do this too. You can also disable all app animations as well if you prefer. The Accounts option shows all of the accounts currently logged into Microsoft Teams. From here, you can add additional accounts too, for example if you have a personal account as well as one for work or school. Plans and upgrades will show your current subscription level, whether that's a free account or the benefits of the subscription you currently have. In the privacy section, there are a few settings here that will allow you to manage things like how people find you, view your blocked contacts, what people see on your profile, as well as disabling the keyboard shortcut to unmute yourself. You can also enable or disable read receipts and to enable or disable surveys from Microsoft Teams. The notifications section lets you customize the appearance and frequency of banner notifications whenever you receive a new message or get an incoming call. Message previews can be disabled, and the sounds for incoming calls and notifications can be enabled or disabled here. Clicking the edit button next to chat lets you customize your notification experience further. You can choose whether you want certain types of notification to be a banner, on the feed, or both. Devices lets you set which devices you wish to use for calls. This is helpful if you have different cameras, microphones, or audio interfaces connected to your computer and you want to select which ones to use. Noise suppression will cut out noise in the background that isn't speech, and the intensity of this function can be set here or disabled completely. A secondary ringer can be set in case your main audio device isn't emitting an audible sound for any reason. And finally, you can select which camera you want to use on calls. Back in the top right corner of the app, you'll see your profile picture. Clicking on this will show you options to adjust your account settings as well as your online status. Clicking the pencil icon next to your name will allow you to change your name within the app. Clicking on Manage My Contact Information in Teams will let you choose which email addresses are attached to your account and are visible on your profile card. Back on the menu and below your name, you'll see the word Available. Clicking this allows you to set your online status. Next to this, you can set a status message. Your status can be up to 280 characters in length, and you can also set how long the message should be visible for. Manage Accounts and Add Work or School Account takes you to the same settings in the setting menu discussed earlier in this tutorial. The final option is to sign out of Microsoft Teams altogether. Let's now go back into the main app and to the menu on the left-hand side of the screen. The top menu option is for Activity. Clicking on this will change the left column to display any notifications you have received. Next to the title Feed in this column, you'll see two icons. The first is for filtering. Clicking on this then lets you type to search for specific notifications. The filter icon changes to 3 dots. Clicking these 3 dots lets you filter by notification type: unread, mentions, reactions, and missed calls. The second icon next to the feed title takes you straight to the notification section in the settings panel. Click Chat on the left menu to see a list of your current chats in the left column. The right column will display whatever chat has been selected. Next to the chat title, you'll see a filter icon. Clicking this lets you type to search for specific people or keywords within a chat. Clicking the 3 dots lets you filter by unread, chats, meetings, and muted chats and groups. Next to this is a camera icon which will start a new video meeting. You can give your meeting a name, get a link to share with others to join the meeting, and the last button will start the video meeting. We'll talk more about meetings later in this tutorial. The last icon lets you start a new chat. When you click this, you'll be prompted to search for people to add to the chat group. You can search by name, email, or contact number. This will search both your local contacts and your directory if you are part of a business or education institution. At the bottom of the left-hand column, you have the option to invite people to contact you over Teams. You'll have the option of generating a link to give to people to add you to Microsoft Teams, or you can sync the contacts list from a mobile device. For each chat you have available, you have some general options for each one. Hovering your mouse over the chat will show 3 dots instead of the time of the last action. The menu that appears here will allow you to mark as unread, pin the chat to the top of the list, mute the chat, and hide the chat. When you hover your mouse over the chats list, you'll also see the option to open the chat in a separate window. Using the split screen function in macOS, you can also view multiple chats on the same screen. In the chat section, the right hand and main part of the screen will show whatever chat you have selected. To send a message, the text field at the bottom allows you to do this. However, unlike most messaging apps, Teams allows you to customize the look of the text that you send. Under the text field, the first icon is to format the text. The text field expands, so you'll see a toolbar to make adjustments. The first 4 icons allow you to do things like make the text bold or underline it. The next two icons allow you to change the colour of the text and the highlighting colour. Text size is the next icon, and this lets you adjust text size choosing from 3 preset sizes. The text styles drop-down allows you to set text as different types of headings. And after this, you'll see a button that removes all text formatting from the selected text. From this menu, you can also set bulleted or numbered lists. You can also add a quote, a link to the file or a web page, mark the message as important, or add a horizontal line. Along from this, you can insert a table and choose the number of rows or columns you would like. The next two icons let you add or delete rows or columns. On this toolbar, you also have undo and redo, as well as a button that will delete the message. All of these formatting options can be very useful, particularly if you're sending a long message and wish to make it readable. Next to the format icon, there is an attachments icon. This lets you send an attachment, either straight from OneDrive or as an upload from your computer. The last two icons let you choose an emoji or a GIF to send. In the bottom right corner, you'll see a camera icon. This lets you send a video recording. In this new window, you can choose which camera and microphone you want to use. You can then record your message to send over the chat. Then, the last icon is to send your message. In the main chat window, it's possible to interact with different messages that you receive. Hovering your mouse over a message brings up an emoji menu, allowing you to provide reactions to the message. At the end of this menu there are 3 dots. Clicking on this opens another menu which gives you the option of replying to a specific message or mark as unread. For messages you send, you can also edit and delete them. The top of each chat provides some additional options. Next to the name of the chat group there is a pencil icon. Clicking this allows you to change the name of the chat. Next to this there are 3 tabs. Chat is the window you are currently in and lets you see all the messages in this group. Files will show you a list of any files sent within the group. The upload button lets you upload more files to the group for others to download. Hovering your mouse over the file brings up 3 dots. Clicking this brings up a menu letting you open the file, download it, or copying a direct link to the file. The final tab is called Photos and shows a gallery of photos that you've been uploading to the group. Clicking each photo brings up a full screen version with additional options to zoom in or out and download the file. Next to the tabs is a plus icon, which allows you to add additional tabs to the menu. In this menu, you can see that we can add tasks. Once added, you have an additional window letting you create a task list for the group. Click New Task to begin typing. Tasks can be assigned to specific people, and its priority level can be given choosing from medium or important. At the end of each line, a due date can be set, and the task itself can be deleted. At the top right of the chat window, you'll find a few more options for the group. The first one is called Chat Details, and provides additional information about the group. On this menu, you can mute the chat, create a link to it, or leave the group. The second icon lets you see the group organizer, get a link to the chat, and add more people to it. The last icon opens the chat in a separate window. Over on the menu on the left hand side, you'll see the third icon is called Meet. This provides you with video conferencing options. In the main window, we can see we have two options, Meet Now or Meet Later. Meet Now immediately opens a video call in which people can join to begin the meeting. A window appears giving the option of copying a link to the meeting to share with others, or sharing the meeting details via Outlook Calendar, Google Calendar, or by email. The top menu gives us all of the options for the video call. The People option lets you view a list of participants and lets you manage the meeting. Participants can be pinned or hidden, or spotlighted for everyone, which means everyone will be looking at that person. From this window, you'll also be able to mute and remove people from this meeting if you have other participants. The second option is to open the chat. Once again, this opens up the sidebar showing messages sent between participants in the meeting. Like the chat in the main part of the app, you have text formatting options and the ability to send files, emojis and GIFs. Hovering over messages in the chat gives you the option to react to the message with emojis, or reply, edit and delete messages. Back on the top menu, the next item is called Reactions. This provides feedback to the speaker through the use of emojis and allows you to raise your hand in order to gain the speaker's attention. Raising your hand or giving reactions provides a notification back in the People tab. If you raise your hand and then change your mind, you can click it again to lower your hand. The next icon is called More and has 3 dots. This brings up a large menu with even more options for the meeting. Device settings lets you control the hardware your computer uses to make you visible and audible in the meeting. You can choose which speakers, microphones or cameras your laptop is using in this meeting. The next item on the menu is Meeting Options. This gives you 2 further options. If you want a lobby or waiting room, or not have one at all, this can be enabled or disabled here. Next, you can choose who is presenting or sharing the screen. This can be just you, or you can permit anyone to share their screen if you have multiple presenters. Back on the menu, we can see a meeting info option, which lets you obtain the share link to invite others to the meeting. You can also turn on background effects, which will let you blur the background or add an image behind you. You can choose from the image gallery or choose a custom image by clicking Add New. In this menu, you can also add live captions to make your meeting more accessible. And with participants in your meeting, you can choose how they are viewed. Let's take a look at the other options on the top menu. The remaining options let you turn off your camera or mute your microphone. And Share lets you share your screen, which is how you would share a presentation over the video call. A sub-menu opens, letting you share either your entire screen or a specific window. You can also choose if you want to be visible whilst presenting. The last option is to leave or end the meeting. The other option you have in the Meet section of the app is to schedule a meeting. Click on Meet Later. A dialog box appears allowing you to enter some basic details for the meeting that you want to schedule. First of all, you can give the meeting a name that all participants will be able to see. You can then add a start and end date and time. Entering this information will add it to your calendar and those of whom you are inviting. Click on Add Details to provide further customization to this meeting. A new window appears, and from here you'll be able to add attendees who are required to join the meeting. Underneath the date and times, you'll also be able to make this a regular meeting if you want to set aside a regular meeting slot. This can be daily or every weekday, weekly monthly, yearly, or you can set a custom interval. The large box at the bottom lets you add notes to this meeting. This could be a place to add an agenda or specific instructions for those invited. Text formatting options are available at the top of this box. To schedule the meeting and send out the invites, click Send in the top right corner of the screen. When you do this, a message appears letting you also copy a link for the meeting or add it to your Google Calendar. You'll now notice back on the Meet screen, the upcoming meeting is now displayed. The final option on the left menu is for Calendar. This will show a calendar across the entire screen. Any meetings and items on your Microsoft account will be added here. If you want to see items from your Google Calendar, you can choose Add Google Calendar at the top of the screen. Clicking this will prompt you to log into your Google account, and your Google Calendar will be displayed instead. You can switch your calendar view by clicking the menu in the top right corner of the screen. You can choose to view only items for a day, Monday to Friday, or a full week. There are two ways to go to a different date on the calendar. In the top left corner there are two arrows. Click the left arrow to go back in time to previous days or weeks, or click the right arrow to go to future days or weeks. This is useful if you don't need to go too far ahead into the future. Clicking on the month and year next to these arrows brings up a monthly date list, which lets you switch dates far into the past or the future much more quickly. To quickly get back to today's date, click on Today, which is to the left of the two arrows. To add a new item to your calendar, click New Meeting. In the top right corner of the screen, this brings up the same window we saw previously when scheduling a meeting. A meeting name can be added along with start and end dates and times. The meeting can be set to repeat, and meeting details can be added. Click Save to save the meeting to your calendar. Items on your calendar can be interacted with. The colour blocks on your calendar represent different meetings or items. Clicking on each one brings up a window with some more options. You can join the meeting by clicking Join, or edit the meeting details by clicking Edit. You can also obtain a link to this meeting too. That's the end of this tutorial for Microsoft Teams on the Mac. If you found this video useful, please like, comment and subscribe. If you want to leave a tip, please use the super thanks button here on YouTube, or you can head over to buymeacoffee.com/buzzkill to leave a tip there. PayPal, debit and credit cards and Apple Pay are all accepted. That's it for this video, thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with some more Mac tutorials.